In the last episode, we identified that we were a bit short on the ground in the squad, so much that we couldn't fill the bench with our players. We have brought in some more players. The question is, are they just squad fillers, or have we brought in some players that are just half decent? Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Going Dutch, as we try and turn around a Dutch side that was relegated from the Eredivisie, in this case Waalwijk, and return them to the top flight and leave them as an established side. And this is our journey. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you 2 games in the second division of the Dutch leagues, and we'll be playing a little bit out of sequence. I think last time we were going to play Willem II before Jong Ajax, but due to international games, Willem had their game deferred because of players away on international duty. So it's Jong Ajax up first, and then Willem the second, or I presume it's the second. That's what it looks like. We have played a couple of games since you were with us. Yeah, hasn't gone completely well. And as I said, we have made some transfers because we needed to fill that bench at the very least with some players that were reasonably worthy of doing some backup business if we suffered injuries, suspensions and such like. And we'll be having a look in just a moment to see how that has all gone. Don't forget, if you do enjoy today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far, let me know whether I'm doing the right things or not, and also let me know what you'd like to see me do next. And don't forget, you can follow everything that's going on this channel, keeping up to date with all new series extras, one-offs and so on and so forth by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get into it then. We will have a look and see what's been going on since you were last with us, but I think the most important thing first is transfers. Last time you were with us, I think the last person in was Matty Pollock, who came in from Watford. He was a defender, central defender, sat at the back there. We have brought in 5 players since then. Sem Shepramen has come in from Hercules Almelo. He's on loan and can play up the centre of the park there, can also play on the right hand side as a backup for anybody on that right hand side. His preferred position is defensive midfielder, I think. What does it say? Where are we? I've lost him. Yeah, defensive midfielder. I think that's... Well, he can play anywhere along there anyway, but mainly as a defensive midfielder he's preferred. I think he can play in any of those quite well, actually, so I don't think it really matters too much, and can also play in central defence if we need him to. Current ability is 3 stars. He's decent for this division, and he has the potential to be 4 stars for this division as well. He's 22 years old, and we have him until the end of the season. We'll see how he goes, and hopefully he will just do us okay. Jurs Schrijvers has come in on a freebie. We've brought him in. He came in from KMSK Dienst from Belgium. Played in Belgium for most of his career, in fact all of his career. Did very well last season, got 7.08, 29 appearances, 2 goals and 6 assists. So we hope he can do the job today. Again, defensive midfielder, can play in midfield where we needed a little bit of support, but can also play down this right hand side, and he is a natural right back defensive and wing back on that right hand side. So we're hoping that he will give us a little bit of extra oomph, A, in the midfield, B, possibly on the right of defence. Lex Taya Labinja He has come in. He's 25 years old. He is German and can play across the attacking midfield, also in as a striker. And I think we've brought him in really to give us a little bit of extra oomph in that striking thing. His dribbling's 12, his finishing's 12, his first touch is 12, his technique is 11, and his penalty taking is 11. So he looks okay. His natural fitness, his physicals look reasonably good. He's got 15 for pace, 17 for natural fitness. He's got good jumping reach as well, so he can head a goal or two. Hopefully, he's reasonable agility. He's got quite good acceleration. He's 6'4" as well, so possibly use him as a target man. I don't know that he fits. He does sit as a target forward, not as good as a pressing forward, but we can use him in both options as a possibility. So anyway, that adds a little bit to our attacking oomph. Talking about attacking oomph, we have brought in Willem II from Ajax. I'm not sure if he can play in our second game today because obviously we're playing Jong Ajax and I'm not quite sure how it all works in this particular league. We will no doubt find out together. He is an advanced forward, 3-star current ability. He's got potential to be 4.5 star. As I say, he's on loan until the end of the season from Ajax. Can play as an attacking midfielder in centre, which we wanted to bulk up a little bit. And also he's got the ability to be a striker. 13 for dribbling, 13 for finishing, 13 for first touch. Technique is 13. He's got 11 for penalty taking. He's passing is 11. Reasonably good. He's probably not. He's only 5'7", so he's only a shorty. So he's not good. His jumping reach isn't particularly good. He can head, but his jumping reach isn't very good. Acceleration and all that seems to be reasonable. So we'll see. Hopefully he will prove to be quite good. And our final incoming is Rekic. He's coming on a free transfer, can play anywhere across that back run. And I don't know if it was in this series or in our other series, Weymouth series. Been looking for somebody that can play on both sides and can switch if we have an injury or whatever. Can also play as a defensive midfielder and as a midfielder, though it's not his best position, but he can play there if we need him to. I think he's possibly going to be more often than not a central defender. He's good 12 tackling, 12 technique. He's good at heading, and his jumping reach is okay. He's 6'1". So I think 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's Tunisian, and he is a free transfer. He has come in from, let's have a quick look. Where did we get him from? He was on a freebie. But previously released from, he'd been on loan. He was at Arsenal and been on loan at various places, Sparta, Rotterdam, Young Sparta, Wigan, for 2 seasons pretty much. And was in Switzerland in the Super League last year with Servette. So he was there and we've ended up bringing him in. Originally started out at Hertha Berlin. So he's been about going out. Only one going out since you were last with us. Kevin Falida. We did say that he potentially had played his last game for us. He has. He's gone to PEC Zwolle, and he's gone for £1 million and got potential to rise to £1.2 million. I'm not sure whether we'll miss him or not, but a little bit disappointing. But I think if we stood in his way, he could well have kicked up a little bit of a fuss. Interesting to say that the scouts reckon he's only a C+ now. So don't think he's too much of a big loss to us. He's played 2 games for Zwolle already. Made 1 assist to 6.95, where he's only 6.7 for us. Did say that we played a couple of games since you were last with us. We played Jong AZ and we lost this one. 2 goals for Jong AZ. Let's have a quick look. There is a pattern to this. I'll come to that in just a moment. Jong AZ, 2 goals. Hartog after 19 minutes and Mex Medink after 61. I'd like to say that we weren't ever in this game, but we were, and we should have beaten them. 14 shots. We just weren't clinical enough, hence why we brought in some attacking players, hopefully, that can put these away. 14 shots, 6 on target, 1.53, 58% of the possession. We should have at least got a draw out of it, but they were clinical. Had 5 shots, 2 on target, which were 2 goals, 0.8 and 42% of the possession. Annoying. to say the least. And the next one was annoying as well because we played ADO Den Haag. New recruit Shrivers getting a goal. We'll look at that in just a moment. But again, same pattern. 12 shots, 6 on target, 1.11, 60% of the possession. Just couldn't put those chances away. And we paid for it. They had 8 shots, 5 on target, 0.95 and 40% of the possession. We need to put our chances away. This was Shrivers' goal. Lites plays it back. Latonda, Superman. But Shrivers lovely licked that one away, and that was our goal, and they equalised in the second half. So goal after 16 minutes, but early in the second half, Villacanis for Den Haag, getting them back on level 47. But as I said, we couldn't find a way through, and when you look at the pattern of the game, we had the bulk of it. I think they had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of the game. We had the rest of it and really should have made profit in that early section anyway. And then early in that second half, despite them getting a goal back, we should have found the net again, but we were unable to do so. Which brings us to today. Young Ajax are our first opponents. Doesn't say that we can't play the Ajax player, so that should be quite interesting to see what happens. Young Ajax then, they are currently, that's the one thing we haven't done. I haven't looked at the table, Mark. Quick overview, league table. Young AZ, we did lose to them, and to be fair, they are one of just 2 sides, Willem II being the other one, that have a 100% record at the moment. Young Ajax, Young Utrecht, don't forget all the young teams can't get promoted. They are unable to get promoted, so they are just there to make what they're almost make weights. So if you look at it from that point of view, we are technically in third as it stands at the moment. Willem II, Breda, and then ourselves, because all the youngs have come out of it, as it were. So that's how it all stacks up. So at the moment, we're in a position to be competing, and we need to at least get a result today. Young Ajax have played 5. They've played an extra game than the rest of us. They've won 3 of them, drawn 1 and lost 1. So they are in a good thing. So they're going to be a tough opposition. And Willem II almost certainly will be a tough opposition. They've only conceded 2 goals up until now. Young AZ not conceded anything. So that's taken us on to today then. Let's go and have a look at the team that faces Young Ajax. And here is the team that faces Young Ajax in this match day of 3 of the Keukenkampioen Divisie. And it's Versen he's in goal. It's the first time you've seen him in goal, mainly because of that loss, that 2-0 loss, which we blamed Salamani for, really, and probably shouldn't have done, but he's in goal anyway for this game. Congolese, Den Bouge, which I still need to work out how to pronounce his name properly. Pollock and Leitveld are a defensive line. Schepperman is behind Vero and Okilai up in midfield. Lakessa is behind Min and Lobinger up front, and then on the bench it's Selmani, Limori, Geary, Waters, Rekic, who is one of our new recruits, girls, Shrivers, Lutonda, Listes, Selenes, Borhout, who we haven't actually seen play properly yet, Margaret, and of course Kun. And here we are at Ajax's training ground, I think it is, or their second side. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today. And we are playing a usual formation, a 4-1-2-1-2, or 4-2-4-3-3, whichever way you look at it. Ajax are in third. We are down in 6th on 7 points, 3 points behind them. Ajax playing in their traditional colours, of course, today. Listen, 9 minutes on the clock, a long ball, but it's brought down by Artisan. Fits Jim. And Guy going on a run down this wing. He's going to cross this in a minute, and he has. It's blocked and cleared the ball, but only so far. And a little bit of a fright there for a moment. We give Guy too much. It was obvious what he was going to do. Shot that ball in, and it was Forbes that hit it against the defender. I think it's Van den Berg that blocked it in the end. Now on it again. Leveld wins that ball. He's got it forward to Lobinger. Lobinger out wide. He's got O'Kill inside him. O'Killy. And he's gone round his man. He's crossed this deep. And Min just couldn't get that down. Goalkeeper would have had it though, I think. As for Ajax on that far side. Drop down to 9th as it is. Tackle going in there. We didn't win the ball. Forbes again, and his guy on the outside of him. Forbes doubles back, is through, and well, that was well worked, wasn't it? Highlandson, the scorer on 14 minutes or maybe 13, I don't know, we'll check in a moment. And it was well worked. And there's the ball. It's coming now. Highlandson hiding behind Den Berg. Sweeps it in. Vassen should have got to that. 14 minutes on the clock. Throwing on that far side, but now it all seems to be Ajax at the moment. Dominant side. Ball crossed. Lakessa heads it away, but only as far as Fitzjim. Guile. Guile again. Forbes chips it. Oh, just wide of the post. Free kick, Hardison. 7:26 on the clock. And Guy, was it Guile? Kungalu wins that ball this time. Shepperman. O'Kill. Lakessa over the top. Lobinger. Lobinger puts it away. And we've got level on 27 minutes. It was a lovely ball in the end. A perfect counter-attack. We were under a lot of pressure. Loberman. And it was all one touch. Lakessa over the top, Lobinger into space, just committed the goalkeeper and popped it away. 1-1. And half-time arrives. No more highlights in this first half. 4 shots, 2 on target, 0.40. 50% of the possession. They've had 11 shots. They've peppered us. Only 2 of them on target, mind you. 1.09 and 50% of the possession. It's all square at half-time. They made one change at half-time. Forbes running down this wing, but Vro comes back and covers Superman or Shupperman. Vro, Lakessa, nice wriggle. Ukil. Lobinger puts it away. He gets his second of the game, second of the season. And Lex Lobinger is put us in front on 50 minutes. And it's good news. Good start to the second half. Not done too much tweaking. Lobinger, lovely hit ball from just outside the area. Question whether he was offside. Not when this ball was played, surely. No, I think it's been played on by these one of these 2 defenders. Probably this one, Artisan. It was a good break again and lovely shot. And with nearly 62 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Julian Leveld has picked up an injury. He's picked up potential foot injury. He's been replaced by Yaran Gary. And we've replaced Matty Pollack. Also in defence with our new recruit making his debut then today. We have replaced him with Omar Rekik. Going on that far side. Good job. Fitzjim. 62 on the clock. Just made those changes. I'm not sure if they've taken effect yet. Good job. I'm guessing they are because it was a throw-in, so the ball would have gone out of play, which would have allowed the substitutions to be made. Baz. And we got to be careful. Baz and O'Keely tries to get it. He was raising his arm. I'm not too sure. And no penalty given, and it's gone wide. Kick. Russman. He's come on. It's gone in. And Fitzjim, Cayenne, Fitzjim. He's offside though. It won't count. Hadn't seen the linesman flagging. over the top, and he was headed on, and Fitzjim had moved into an offside position. And with nearly 78 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes, we have taken off Patrick Varro in midfield. We brought on Shrivers on the left side of that midfield, and also David Min has come off, and we've brought on Kun. And almost like it's trying to get hold of us, Kongaloo is injured. He's got a potential foot injury, and that will mean our final change. And I'm guessing, in fact, it's not the guess that I thought. I was going to thinking that it was going to be Luke Waters that was going to come on. It's not. It's Thierry Latonda is going to come on then in place of Terence Kongaloo, who has picked up that injury. And we are in the 6th minute of 6 added on. We've got to defend this, and it's gone wide. It's all over, and we haven't been the best side today, but we've got a result and beaten a young Ajax, which is very thing. It just goes to prove that it's really weird. We've played 2 games where we've been dominant force and lost and drawn one. Today, we've not been the dominant force, and we've won one. 6 shots, 3 of which were on target, 2 of them goals, both of them from Lobadja. 0.52 on the XG, 51% of the possession. They had 18 shots, 5 on target, 1.68 and 49% of the possession. It probably should have been 2-2 had it not been for the fact that he was offside. And our first bit of news is that Leiveld has just got a bruised ankle. He's only going to be out for a couple of days, so should be fit possibly for the next game. Player that won't be fit for the next game is out for 2 or 3 weeks with pulled ankle ligaments. That's Terence Kongaloo, which is bad news. So bit of a disappointing start for him. And, well, never mind. Hopefully he'll be back fairly soon. And here is today's results. Other results. Jong Ajax continuing their good form at the top of the table. 3-0 winners against Dordrecht. Not yet conceded a goal in this campaign. So good win for them. Excelsior beating Breda 2-1. Groningen beating Telstar 2-0. Telstar fixed to the bottom of the table as it stands at the moment. Helmond Sport losing to Den Bosch at home by 2-1. Maastricht beating Eindhoven 4-1. A young PSV drawing with Graafschap 2-2. Emmen beating Topos by 1-0. Topos near the bottom as well. Venlo 1-1 draw against Jong Utrecht. And Willem II, a 2-0 win against Den Haag. And they are our next opponents. And they are unbeaten as it stands at the moment. Just 2 teams unbeaten in this division. Jong Ajax and Willem II. And we got a bit of a game against them coming up. We are currently in 4th place. Be nice to open a little bit of a gap if we can. Technically, we're in 3rd because Jong Utrecht shouldn't be there. In fact, 2nd because Jong Ajax won't be there either. So we'll see how we go. Right. We'll be right back just ahead of the game against Willem II in just a few moments from now. And so here we are ahead of the game against Willem II, unbeaten in the league and in 2nd place as it currently stands. It is a local derby by the looks of it. It says here, the Keukenkampioen Divisie, all eyes on the Brabantes derby clash, a top clash in Tuesday's Keukenkampioen Divisie. Fixtures sees recently relegated Waalwijk take on Willem II, Manda Makers Stadion in the Brabantes derby. So it's a derby then, and it adds a little bit more oomph to the game, if nothing else. Here we go then. It's our 2nd game of the episode. We are at home at the Manda Makers. Can we get a result? Let's hope so. Kongaloo is out with pulled ankle ligaments. They have a couple of people they're out with pulled calf muscle and sprained knee ligaments. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Willem II. And here is the team that will face Willem II in this Keukenkampioen Divisie match day 6. And we've got Vesson in goal. I'm actually tempted to actually swap him and put Selmani back in goal. So Selmani is in goal. Liveld, Rekik, Dembouche and Latonda are defensive line. Shepperman continues in that defensive midfield role with Varro and Shrivers in front of him. Listes starts the game behind Min and Bauhaut, who makes his debut for us today. And then on the bench, Vasson, that we've just taken off, Pollock, Kellernays, Kun, Waters, Okalai, Lubidger, who scored 2 goals in the last game. I'm not sure why we've dropped him, but there you go. Gary, Lakessa, Margaret, Limuri, and Huin make up the bench. I'm sure we should have another outfield player there somewhere instead of Huin. We're going to put him in. So El Hamazi is the other player that's gone in there because obviously the injury to Kongaloo, which means that we are short on the bench again. That's the team that will face Willem II. And this is how we line up. We've won 3 of our last 5, playing our usual formation. Shepperman playing slightly deeper this time. Willem II. And they are playing a 4-3-3 with Framara Jeju, ex-Bristol City, leading the attack. They are in second place on 15 points. We are 4th on 10. And for the first time this series, we've gone through a whole half with no highlights for you. Willem II, 2 shots, 2 on target, 0.16, 46% of the possession. We have been the slightly better side. We've had 5 shots. 2 of them have been on target, 0.36 and 54% of the possession. It's a little bit of a cagey affair, and also having a bit of a pop at one another because there are a number of yellow cards, as you see. O'Shaughnessy after 11. Shepperman after 17, Shrivers was after 24, and Min after 27. As yet, nobody been able to make a breakthrough. And with 62 minutes on the clock, still no highlights. We are playing reasonably well against Willem II, bearing in mind that they've not lost so far this season, and not drawn, I don't think. So we've made 3 changes, mainly a little bit in defence, a bit all over really, but also in attack. We've brought in Lovinger, who scored 2 goals in the last game. Maybe should have given him a start, but he's on the pitch. El Hamazi comes on for Listes. Berhut, replaced by Lobinger, of course, and Julian Liveld, who has picked up a yellow card, is not playing particularly well today, coming back from that injury as well. So we thought we'd bring in Joran Gary, and hopefully he can make inroads down that right-hand side. First highlight coming 68 minutes in. Varro with a corner. Can we score from this corner? Long one. It's deep. It is. It's in. And David Min, I thought it was Lobinger, but David Min getting the header. And on 69 minutes, we take a lead against Willem II. Varro, lovely ball to the back post. Defenders up, but Lobinger and Min both there, and it was Min that got it away. And with 76 minutes near enough on the clock, making our final changes. Let's hope we can pick up no injuries today. Shepperman is off. He's tiring. He's had a good day, though. O'Kill is playing. Come on, and we'll take up that half-back position. And the other change that we have made is up front alongside Lobinger. We've brought on Kun as David Min was tiring. 91 minutes on the clock, 5 minutes of added time. O'Kill to the back post, and it's gone clear. Van der Bosch is there. Hermanzi, back to Hermanzi. Geary, it's given away. Kun is there. Latonda. We keep the pressure on. They are down to 10 men. I'm not sure why. They had picked up an injury, but they didn't bring him in. And Rekik is injured as well. Need to watch that. Latonda. Latonda has this ball. We're in the second minute of 5 added on. Varro, Latonda, who's come inside. He's chipped that over the top for Khan. Khan tucks it away. And we have won this one. Third goal of the season for Khan. And on 92 minutes, we take a 2-goal lead against a side that has been unbeaten up until now. And we could be positioning ourselves quite well. Latonda, lovely ball over the top. Khan. And he's hit that with his right foot. And it's all over. We ended up with not many highlights, but we got a result. That was the thing. 13 shots, 6 on target, 1.27, 55% of the possession for once. Stats in our favour. We've actually profited from them. And they've had 3 shots, 3 on target, 0.25 on the XG, and 45% of the possession. It does make you wonder what all the noise is about. But Salmani, who we brought in place of Vassan, has actually done a good job in goal today and kept them out. So that's very good. A bit of a worry about Omar Rekic. He's got a groin injury. Hopefully that's not too bad. Latonda getting a player of the match. 3 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance created, and 1 assist. Min scoring and Kun scoring 2 minutes into injury time to seal the win. And, well, let's have a look and see how that's left us. We come back first for the news that Rekic has a tight groin. He's out for 2 to 3 days. May miss the next match as against Maastricht, which is in only 3 days' time. But at least it's not a long-term injury. So that is reasonably good news. Let's go and have a look at see how the rest of the fixtures have gone today. And 100% records have gone against the wall, basically. Jong Ajax eventually have capitulated. They were losing by 1-0 against Den Haag. But Zufik scored on 81 minutes to get them a draw. Den Bosch beating Excelsior 2-0. Dordrecht drawing with Topos 2-2. Breda losing to Groningen by 1-0. And we've beaten Willem II, of course, by 2-0, which leaves the table at the end of the episode looking like this. Jong Ajax on top on 16 points. Willem II are second on 15 points. We are third on 13 points. Groningen are fourth, also on 13 points. We just ahead them on goal difference. Jong Utrecht are in fifth on 11 points. And Emmen are sixth on 10 points. That's how it stands as we come to the end of today's episode. Down the bottom of the table, Den Haag are in 17th on 5. FC Eindhoven 18th on 3 points. Topos are 19th on 2 points. And Telstar have 1 point from their first 6 games. They are in 20th. Everybody played 6 games. 9 games, of course, in the first period to decide. And I'm just waiting to see what happens with that when we come to the end of the first period and what happens with the playoffs and all the rest of it. So we'll find out together. If you don't already know, you haven't played the Dutch leagues. Maastricht, we are going to play. They are currently in 8th place. We're going to play them at home. And then we are away to FC Groningen, who are tucked in behind us at the moment, going rather well as well. And we'll come back for the games against Excelsior, currently in 9th place, and Helmond Sport, currently in 14th place. And that we'll find out during that episode. Because if I'm right, we've played 6 games now, 7 and 8, 9 games. We should find out after the Excelsior game how that leaves us and what happens with the playoff thingies. And of course, at some point or other, we will have a draw for the Dutch Cup first round. So it's all happening here on this series. Hope you're going to join me for that next time round on Thursday, our next episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date. All future episodes are going Dutch, and also our other episode, if you've not been watching it, where we are from the bottom to the top with Weymouth and I'll let you know when they're released as well, just by hitting the notification button. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the series so far. Are you enjoying it, etc., etc.? New episodes going Dutch, released every Monday and Thursday, 4:15. Hopefully we're on time. Apologies for being a bit late. Just recently there's been a lot going on. I think it's partly to do with the Euros. And the best way of keeping up to date what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. That keeps you up to date with everything that's happening. New series, and extra videos and all the rest of it. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 4. It's out on Thursday. We'll find out what happens at the end of the first period and what happens with the playoffs, etc., etc. Can we keep up our good form until then? Join me Thursday and find out. Bye-bye.